Jorge Mendes went to go visit Joao Laporta at Barcelona. The meeting lasted about an hour. It was very quick and many were speculating what could Jorge Mendes be proposing to Joao Laporta this time. Gerard Romero, shortly right after, did state that Jorge Mendes wanted to speak about Cancelo and Joao Felix, two players who are on loan at Barcelona. Clearly, Barcelona want to keep both of them for the next season, and this is what Gerard Romero said. The sensation is that Barcelona want to pay a transfer fee to keep Joao Cancelo. As for Felix, attempt for the second loan. If Barcelona cannot get him through a second loan, the club aren't willing to proceed any further. It has also been stated by the journalist that there was a possibility that Jorge Mendes probably presented a new coach for FC Barcelona next season. But that is not what we are going to be talking about for today. I want to speak about Joao Felix, because here's the thing. Joao Cancelo, we know, will continue for sure because of what he provides in the attack and how good he is defensively. I do believe that many of us could have the same opinion here. Cancelo should have continuity. But as for Joao Felix, it does get tougher because Felix has been a player that, yes, does have his great moments, he has his goals here and there, but overall he has been very inconsistent. And what makes it worse is that Atletico Madrid want to ask for 75 to 80 million euros for Joao Felix, and there is no way Barcelona are going to be paying that amount, and that is why Barcelona are asking for another loan. Because if Barcelona do decide to eventually buy Joao Felix, at the very least just make it until the summer of 2025. So I'm like, okay, that makes complete sense. But again, let's go back into what we are talking about for today. Joao Felix is in a moment where I think that he needs to prove himself why he should continue at Barcelona, in probably the best club that he has played in so far. With Gavi, Pedri, and Frenkie out, Joao Felix has more responsibility than ever before. So can you imagine his situation? He's in that gray area, whether he's going to be having continuity with the club or not, because of those second thoughts that Deco and Joao Laporta do have. Felix, on his part, can change the opinions of many of the people in Barcelona by performing well, by showing that you can come up while Barcelona is in a very difficult position. And that difficult position is Gavi, Pedri, and Frenkie are basically out for the rest of this season. And Barcelona need a creative player up top. Joao Felix can be that player. And so let's talk about that, right? Because now I do want to speak about Gundogan, probably one of the best players that has played for Barcelona this season. One of the top performers. Gundogan is most likely expected to play next to Andreas Christensen to form the double pivot, meaning that Gundogan will play as a 6 and no longer as a number 8. But if Xavi is going to be making that shift, that also means that Barcelona are going to be losing so much creativity, so much attacking power that is not even funny. As a matter of fact, Gundogan has the second most goal contributions in this Barcelona squad, and this is his first season. He's only going to get better from here. If you look at his chances created per 90, it has skyrocketed. If you look at his assist per 90, it has also skyrocketed. There is a huge improvement in this season compared to when he was at Manchester City. He gives out so many more goals, so many more assists, and he helps the players around him. We're talking about a player that is in first place currently in terms of key passes in La Liga with a total of 75. In first place currently in terms of expected assist per 90 with 8.2. He's also in first place when it comes to shot creating actions with a total of 122. So to take Gundogan out of there, out of our number 8 position, is going to be a huge loss, and you better bet that we are going to be feeling the difference in these upcoming games because he's going to be playing a deeper role. And that is only going to strengthen my honest opinion about Joao Felix. Joao Felix has more of a responsibility than ever before because Pedri, Gavi, Frenkie are out, and because Gundogan is going to have to sit deeper. Joao Felix has to be our chance creator alongside with Lamine Yamal, of course. So now the question is, how could we adapt? How can we set up our starting 11? And let me tell you guys, there is no plan here with the squad that we have today that can cover for the losses of Pedri, Frenkie, and Gavi. What we are doing here is to put out the best case scenario. So here is how I believe Xavi Hernandez will approach this. Gundogan and Christensen, like we have said, will be the double pivot with Joao Felix as a number 10, or we can say maybe a second striker to sit right behind Lewandowski. I think that if Lewandowski can have a player or a teammate right next to him, very close to him, someone who is very technical, you can get the most out of Lewandowski because he does rely on great service, and Joao Felix can bring that. And I do think that on the left wing, because Felix is going to be out, Fermin Lopez should be in that spot. Fermin Lopez can press well. He has a great shot from outside the box, and he knows how to use both feet. So if he needs to cross into the box, he can do that. On the right side, we can either use Rafinha or Lamine Yamal. To me, it doesn't matter. Both are great. Both have different and great qualities. But if you ask me, if we were to play tomorrow, I would use Rafinha because Lamine Yamal supposedly does have a knee injury. Many sources have also claimed that he's okay, but as of now, it is looking a little shaky. I would just go with Rafinha. So we would be playing in a 3-2-5 formation. And on paper, yes, it does seem good. Like, I do think that this is a great game plan. I just really really do want to see Joao Felix step up because he does have the capacity. He has the talent. If he wants to, he can become one of the best players in the world. But the thing is that he's very inconsistent, and I need Felix to open his eyes and realize the situation that he's in and what's at stake here from a sporting level and also outside of the field for the sake of his continuity at this club. So for sure, Felix is going to be playing more because we lost 3 players. What's going to be extremely important is going to be the chemistry between Lewandowski and Felix. Lewandowski can also act like a holding striker, very similar to Erling Haaland, and have Joao Felix make those runs behind Lewandowski. And then Lewandowski can pass it to Joao Felix. Again, very similar to what Haaland does with Phil Foden or sometimes Kevin De Bruyne. There's a lot of things that you can do here, and it makes Barcelona very unpredictable, I would say. And so I hope that Gundogan is like sharing all of the wisdom that he knows to Joao Felix, because let me tell you one thing. A lot of the opponents that we are going to be facing, which is Girona, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and all of the other teams like maybe Napoli, they're going to want to press us very well, and especially in our attacking line. And one of the things that Felix has to be very well aware of is that they're going to want to press him and try to take the ball away from him as fast as possible. So Felix is going to have to be on his toes and act fast. Whatever he's thinking, whatever play he wants to do, he needs to release the ball as fast as possible. Whether it's a 1-2 or a key pass, Felix must move much faster than how he was usually doing it on the left wing position. And so most likely we could be seeing a starting 11 like this, with Kubarsi, Koundé, Araujo as the resting defense, with Gundogan, Christensen, double pivot, Felix, Yamal, Fermin Lopez, Cancelo, and Lewandowski up top. After this though, once we do face Mallorca, our next match is going to be against Napoli. And around that time, and hopefully by that time, Ferran Torres does return, because many reports have stated that Ferran Torres will be returning just in time for the match against Napoli. And I think that with him coming back, that would also allow for us to be even more unpredictable. We can use Ferran Torres on the right wing, Rafinha can go into Joao Felix's spot, and then Rafinha can be the 10, with Ferran Torres maybe interchanging with Rafinha throughout the game and just switching positions. I also do think that Ferran Torres as a 10 would have great link-up play with Lewandowski. Ferran Torres and Lewandowski can do wonders, and Ferran Torres knows how to attack spaces and behind the defense. It would be really fun to see. Also, what we could do is just take out Fermin Lopez and place Ferran Torres on the left wing position. Joao Felix continues as a 10, and then we have either Lamine Yamal or Rafinha on the right wing position. It does seem like a lot of fun because, again, you notice how I did just talk about 3 to 4 different starting 11s or 3 to 4 different formations and teams that we can use throughout the game. It makes Barcelona unpredictable, and it also brings more emphasis on Joao Felix and what he could bring to the club, and I hope that he does well, because for sure, let me tell you guys, for sure Felix will be used much more than usual, and I hope that he does deliver because Barcelona need this more than ever. We have very tough games ahead. We have Real Madrid away, Girona away, Napoli at home, Atletico Madrid away. Felix needs to respond and make it easier for Barcelona. And so best of luck to this team and to these players, and we'll see how they do on Friday. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.